I think one of the things that is often implicit in why we've been in our success, and that we really came to see as a huge advantage when we moved into commercial, primarily U.S. commercial, was, when we went to the government in the beginning, it was the FBI, the CIA, and ended up being Special Operations Command. We had this very, very naive idea that because we were patriotic, we would just build things that work, where we would absorb the value creation responsibility, meaning the risk that we would provide more value for these incredibly special people than what they could pay us. That germ of an idea is actually probably the single most radical thing we ever did. It went from PG, which is the Intel product. Actually, the architecture of that product, the security model, and our interactions with NLP technology really, years later, gave us insights that were really important for building ontology. Actually, the original ontology precursor was patented, I think, by Bob McGrew and Aki Jain, two very famous technologists. One at Palantir, one went on to be a very important early researcher at OpenAI. So how do you build value, not just have an AI market? How do you work downstream of that? FDEs as opposed to just handing you the product. And the way I think that Palantir is divergent from software Silicon Valley companies is that because we absorbed the value, and because actually we thought, obviously it's kind of obvious, but because we thought and knew the soldiers who were going to battle were more important than we were, which at the time did not take much. But I mean, morally, we built products and into their company and get a higher multiple and buy you a steak dinner. That's the job. This is why analysts didn't like us. We couldn't get bankers to underwrite Palantir. I mean, part of the reason why I wanted to do a DPO is because instead of handing huge amounts of money, or as retail investors, meaning people investing their own money, call it attendees, to bankers, I wanted to make sure that normal people participated. But it was also, bankers were like, wait a minute, you're selling a product where there's no automatic, the only lock-in is that you're going to create more value tomorrow than you did today, and that you're going to get paid downstream of value, and there's no sales force paying for golf and steak dinners, and the people we met that even try to do that are unpleasant. They were like, you're not going to make any money, and we sure as hell aren't going to make money. And those people, it's like, I'm not. This is not hyperbolic. Like, you would think I'd be able to talk to any banker now. They're like, the doors closed everywhere. But because of those early moments, the formative moment of we must create value for these people who are risking their lives, and it has to be productized to the point where you can use it in Afghanistan, in Iraq. We built this culture of, we're non-parasitic relationship. And I really value those people. And I hope that what you sense in our partnerships with you is that we actually really are with Ontology. And by the way, this just makes being at Palantir a lot more fun, because for all the crazy things we do, and we do crazy things, we blew up a massive deployment in the US government because a general asked me to talk to somebody. I probably should have never done this. And was like, hey, I want to talk to your FDEs about some of my great ideas. And of course, the people were like, no, that idea is stupid, but you're not smart enough to know how stupid it is. And so that set us back years. You can accuse us of a lot of things. The thing about Palantir, though, is we really are actually trying to supply software and LLM management in the form of ontology that makes your business better. And that is a really cool thing, because you will, over time, grow to like us. And it's just much more fun on the inside.